Hello everyone. Do you normally buy a land from an individual or you love investing in landed properties? So these are some of the precautions, these are some of the measures you have to take so that you don't make mistakes buying a land from a wrong hand. So these are some of the precautionary measures you need to take before you invest or before you buy that land. Or even if you have bought the land already, also check back and see if you really follow these measures I'm about to take. Before I proceed, click on the plus sign to follow me, like this video, and also share it to your loved ones. You can also add it to your favorite so that you can able to call up this video whenever you want to buy something like this, whenever you want to buy a land, to remind you of the precautions you have to take. There's something that happened. Someone bought a land from an individual. He was the first person that bought this land, and without him knowing, the owner of the land also sold this land to another person, even when the first person has already bought the land. The same issued the same paper, but luckily for the first person, papers were given to him. He has his own original papers, and the owner of the land also sold it to second person and also sell it again to the third person. So this is contradictory. So when the second person went there to go and develop the land, so a hint was given to the first person that bought that land that someone is intruding in his land. So when he got there, he found out that the second person is already clearing the land that he bought. So he stopped that person from intruding his land, from developing for further development into that land. So the second person that bought that land took him to court. He has his own papers and original papers and everything. So he took him to court because he stopped him from intruding his land by showing him the papers of the land. So when the first person took him to the court, eventually the first person that bought the land has his own money, and it's a massive land, very massive land. So they went to court, and the first person won the case. To cut the story short, the first person won the case because he has his document and everything. The second person also has his document, but how will he manage to get his document that's already been issued to the first person? He has the document and he won the case. He stopped intruding in that land. He stopped developing that land. So how he managed to get his money, I don't know about that. So these are some of the measures you have to take if you want to buy a land from an individual, if you're not buying it from a real estate developer or a real estate company. So you have to take precautionary measures before you buy a land. These are some of the measures you have to take. Number one, always make sure that you search for that land. Maybe you make an inquiry before making your payment. Make sure that the papers you go to the authority that is inside of land and make a research before you make any payment. Make a research of that land before you make any payment to know whether that land has been bought by someone or not. Because nowadays you see three to four people having the papers of the same land that someone has already bought. So if you are the second person that bought the land, Oyo is your case, because since the first person has the original papers, he is the person that owns the land. Even if they sold it to second person, to third person, it's none of his business because he has the original papers. Second, make sure you make a research before you make your payments. If you're buying it from an individual, because if you buy it from a real estate company, it's very rare to have such cases. So if you are buying it from individual, try to make a research before you make your payment. Secondly, if you're buying a land from a real estate developer, make sure that the payment you're making has the same account name with that real estate company. They will issue you a paper land document. Make sure that you're paying to the bank, the name is the name of the real estate company, so that you don't pay your money into an individual. Maybe if you pay it into an individual, you start arguing whether you made your payment or not. So make sure as you're making your payment, make it into that account, the real estate developers account number. It will have the same name, account name, with the account you are paying into, so that it will have your paper, so that you don't start arguing on the long run. Always pay this attention, also have due diligence before you make any payment regarding land, so that you don't this issue of you not paying or paying to the wrong hands, so that it will not arise. So always make sure you pay it to the real estate developers account number. It has the same name. Thirdly, if you have made your payment, relax. It's because of this rush that they will give people wrong documents. By the time on the long run, you start blaming everyone. So if you have made your payment, especially if you buy it from a real estate company, their documentation normally take time. It normally takes time. So if you have made your payment and they issue you whatever receipt of payment, relax, so that they will prepare your documents, so that on the long run, so you don't have any issue concerning who owns the land or who does not own the land, or wrong name. Because if that arises, it's you that will suffer it on the long run. So at times when people make payment, you see them start worrying, rushing to get their papers or to get their land. So after making payment, relax, so that the right plots and the right documents will be issued to you, so that all these issues that will arise on the long run will not come up. Because it's this issue of rushing and rushing and rushing that always make people, all these real estate developers, make mistakes. So when you want to go and claim the land, it becomes an issue. So always try as much as you can to pay attention to all these things I've already said before you make the payments. If you are going to buy a land, try and make sure you are buying it from the right person, you are paying to the right account. Then make a research to know if that land has not been bought by the first or second person before you make your payment. Else, here is your case. Pay attention to all these things that I have said, and you'll be glad you did, so that on the long run, you don't start stressing yourself on unnecessary things. Things are really happening concerning land issues, and if these court cases always arise concerning these land issues. First person has bought, second person the same land, even third person has also made payment on the same land. So always pay attention to all these things. Make inquiry first before you make your payment. Thank you and God bless you. My name is Ngozi, your product manager and growth and digital marketer. See you.